Our today's topic is research process. Research process consists of sequence of actions or steps necessary to effectively carry out research and the desired progression of these steps. But these activities should be following in a strictly prescribed sequence, otherwise researcher may face the problem in completion of the research. In the research process, each step is specific and they are separate and distinct from each other. However, the following order relating to various steps provides a useful procedural instruction regarding the research process. 1. Identification of research problem. 2. Broad literature survey. 3. Hypothesis formulation. 4. Preparation of research design. 5. Determining sample design. 6. Data collection. 7. Analysis of data. 8. Hypothesis testing. 9. Generalizations and interpretation. 10. Preparation of the report or presentation of the results. A brief description of the above stated steps are as follows. 1. Identification of research problem. There are two types of research problems, like those which relate to states of nature, means that denote the hypothetical conditions of what the lives of people might have been like before societies came into existence, and those which relate to relationships between different variables. Initially, the researcher must recognize the problem he wants to study, i.e., he must decide the general area of interest or part of a subject matter that he would like to inquire into. At the onset, the problem may be discussed in a broad way, and then the doubts, if any, relating to the problem may be resolved. Then, the probability of a particular clarification has to be considered before working on formulation of the problem. Basically, two steps are involved in formulating the research problem, viz., understanding the problem systematically, and reshape the same into significant terms from an analytical point of view. The most excellent way of understanding the problem is to discuss it with contemporaries or with those having some knowledge in the related matter. In an academic institution, the researcher can take the assistance from a guide who is usually an experienced man and has several research problems in his mind. In private business units or in governmental organizations, the problem is usually allocated by the administrative agencies with whom the researcher can discuss the problem originally, that how it has came about and what reflections are involved in its possible clarification. 2. Broad literature survey. After the identification of research problem, the researcher must study all available literature to get himself familiar with the selected problem. He may review two types of literature. First is the conceptual literature, which is related to the concepts and theories, and second is the empirical literature, which consisting of previous studies similar to the proposed research problem. The researcher should undertake vast literature survey concerned with the problem. For this purpose, the abstracting and indexing journals and published or unpublished bibliographies are the first place where researcher can get the information or knowledge. Academic journals, conference proceedings, government reports, books etc. must be hit depending on the nature of the problem. After this, the researcher revises the problem into analytical or operational terms, i.e., to put the problem in as specific terms as possible. This assignment of formulating, or defining, a research problem is an important step in the entire research process. Once the problem is formulated, a synopsis of it should be written down.